Well, I'm with the chairman of Pure Leisure Group, John Morphet, out here at Bishop's Court. And of course, the news is broken that you're about to develop here in the Isle of Man. Your track record is quite amazing. I mean, this is what you do. This is what you like doing, developing projects, these sort of villages. Would you call it a tourist village? I mean, is it a holiday village? I mean, how do you describe this?
It's a holiday village.
But we'll have full-time, you can buy something on that plot if you want to, yeah?
It's the same model that I've used throughout the UK. I've got a similar, which would be a twin to Glen Truan down in Cambridgeshire. Mm-hmm. That's been established about 4 years now. That's doing extremely well. The model that I do is I put lodges round golf courses. We sell a certain amount of them to private owners who may want to put them back in my rental pool. They may want to use them for their own holidays. And the remainder will be rental lodges that I rent out. I've got a database, a huge database in England of people who have holidayed with us before, around 80,000, who come to Pure Leisure on a regular basis. And they're going to, hopefully, we'll get them across to the Isle of Man to bring a bit of revenue in for the Manx government.
Okay. Well, we've got some videos that you got online of your other operations. Yeah. So they're all pretty the same. Would you say? I mean, some got swimming pools and things, but you know, is that where you're going with this? Is a start of a 10, then you're going to build it up?
It's a total. My development's a total cross section, from extremely large developments of hundreds of lodges down to small ones of 30, 40, 50. I see Glen Truan going down the lines of 55 lodges and building a very high-class clubhouse which will do good bar food, good restaurant food. There's a 60-seater bar in there. There'll be beauty therapy, changing rooms for the golfers. And the hook, of course, for Glen Truan is, and the reason I picked on Glen Truan is because of its location. The weather's far better up there. It's a beautiful situation with sea views, and that's what my clients would look for. The company that will drive Glen Truan will be a total Manx company. It will be disassociated with the British business, because I feel that it's in the Isle of Man, it should be truly Manx, and that's what I want to do. Okay.
Now, DED were only talking about this, it seemed weeks ago now, that they were wanting this sort of development. I mean, clearly you're doing this with government support. Will there be government cash? I mean, you getting some grants out of them?
At this stage, I've had no thought of grant. I'm told that there may be some form of grant available, but I've never had grant in the past on any development I've done, and I'm prepared to, if there is no grant, I'm prepared to do it out of my own pocket, as I do everything else.
Okay. There's been talk like the Mount Murray redevelopment is going to do something similar. I don't know if that's true yet because they're still obviously processing it. But is this where the market is these days, you think? I mean, you're a shrewd businessman. You know how to turn money around and obviously make some money.
I have a very simple saying: there's talkers and doers.
How long until your talk turns into doing then for this one?
I've been asked that question quite a lot over the last 24 hours. The planning is an unknown entity. I've done everything in my power to make sure the planning goes through as smoothly as possible. Every possible survey that they could ask me for, from bats to traffic surveys, I've done the lot. So consequently, I'm hoping that it'll go through quite smoothly. I estimate that I'll have a soft opening within 6 months of planning going through.
Right.
I don't mess around.
Okay. Now, have you dealt with the government much on a business level up to now? I mean, because you're a resident here, but I mean, this will be the interesting bit, isn't it? Because everyone says, Isle of Man, where you can. And you're a guy, obviously, that wants to get on with things. Have you ever been frustrated so far then? Should we try that one?
Good question. I'm always a super optimist. And I'm not envisaging having any problems at all. It's something totally new for the Isle of Man government, and they have they don't really have a yardstick to work on. And I've got all the yardsticks, I've got all the rules from the UK, and I can give them those to utilise if they wish to. But I don't really see it being a problem.
And if this goes well, do you see more development, more investment from yourself here on the island?
I'm happy to invest in the island, but let's get one thing going at once.